The United States is dramatically shifting its posture toward Cuba. For years, Washington labeled Venezuela a narco-state, while describing Cuba only as its ideological sponsor. That narrative has collapsed. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has now accused Havana of being not just an accomplice, but the mastermind directing the drug trafficking networks that keep Nicolas Maduro in power. This rhetorical change is profound. It places Cuba in the same category as Venezuela, a criminal state, not merely a hostile regime. These words are matched by visible action. F-35 stealth fighters have been deployed to Roosevelt Roads in Puerto Rico, an expensive move that clearly has nothing to do with migrant interdiction. These aircraft are designed for deterrence, intelligence, and rapid response. At the same time, U.S. Chief of Mission Mike Hammer made an unusually public visit to U.S. Southern Command, meeting with Admiral Halsey, the Navy's regional commander. The fact that this meeting was publicized is significant. It sends a deliberate signal not only to Havana's generals that U.S. diplomacy and military posture are aligned. What makes Cuba's case even more urgent than Venezuela's is its fragility. Venezuela still has oil revenues that sustain minimal structures. Cuba has nothing. Its economy is in ruins, its industries destroyed, and its people are left with only tobacco exports, ration cards, and black markets. The current situation is already a humanitarian disaster. Hunger and disease are widespread, and the state is unable to provide even the most basic services. That is why preparation is essential now, not later. After 67 years of totalitarian rule and the hollowing out of civil society, the idea that Cuba could seamlessly self-govern after collapse is unrealistic. Nearly 2 million Cubans already hold Spanish passports, and millions more live as U.S. citizens. Eastern Cuba could be offered the opportunity to integrate with Spain and, through Spain, the European Union. Western Cuba, with its deep cultural and demographic ties to Florida, could explore association with the United States, whether through NATO protection or even a referendum on statehood. None of these outcomes would happen overnight. They would require internationally supervised, lawful referendums giving Cubans the ability to decide freely. But the options must be placed on the table now. The immediate priority is to be ready for the first 72 hours of transition. Rapid humanitarian aid, restoration of power and water, reopening of hospitals, and stabilization of critical services. Frozen Russian and other foreign assets, lawfully redirected into a United Nations-supervised reconstruction and reparations fund, should finance the recovery. Cuba is already experiencing a humanitarian disaster, and at the same time it is facing the same targeting that Venezuela has endured, but with greater urgency, higher stakes, and more immediate danger. The rhetoric has changed, the assets are in place, and the signals are unmistakable. The only question is whether Havana's generals will see that the window is closing, and whether the Cuban people will finally be granted what they were denied in 1898, the right to choose their own future. If you found this analysis useful, share this video so others can stay informed. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to follow the latest updates on this rapidly evolving situation in Cuba and the Caribbean.